Ramakrishna Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate, who came to establish universal religion. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. Today I am speaking on the topic Sri Ramakrishna's masterly teachings. Just now we prayed Asatoma, Satgamaya, Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya. How to do that? In order to show that Sri Ramakrishna has come. We are really, very fortunate to have Sri Ramakrishna and Divine Mother Sri Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda, the incarnation of Lord Shiva. It's a tremendous force this time. Shiva Shakti, Vishnu, all combining, coming together to help to lift us from our morbid state of worldliness. Sri Ramakrishna came to show literally how to start spiritual life, how to proceed with, and finally how to reach the target. Everything meticulously Sri Ramakrishna has shown us. Still we are so foolish, closing our eyes, behaving like blind people. We are telling we don't know anything, etc. But if we don't wake up ourselves to this blazing call of Sri Ramakrishna, we are only to blame. Out of infinite compassion and mercy, to show how God's grace works, Sri Ramakrishna came to us. All his teachings are very nicely recorded. They are pearls of wisdom, pearls, divine treasure. Do you want to become really wealthy? Be spiritual. You really enjoy the wealth. The benefit of the spiritual wealth is supreme peace and supreme happiness. No adulteration. Paramashanti, Paramasukha. These are the twin benefits we get by following spiritual path. Like the mother holding the hand of the kid and literally making the kid to walk through. In the same fashion, Chidananda has led us to his teachings. And lot of instructions, most practical, have been given. Sri Ramakrishna has given tremendous importance for inculcating Shraddha. The first and foremost point in spiritual path is Shraddha. If you don't have Shraddha, you're disqualified. That means you don't enjoy the taste of spirituality at all. So, the first and foremost step is Shraddha. It's the most sublime word in Sanskrit. As on today, we don't have proper translation for this word Shraddha. But the very common translation of this word Shraddha means faith. It is very insipid translation, insipid. Shraddha includes total dedication, total devotion, total surrender to the Divine Supreme. All these are inherent in the word Shraddha. So, you have to develop that. You have to develop that Shraddha. Coming to ashram is itself a part of Shraddha. Shraddha starts from there. So, Shraddha also means you have to accept various viewpoints and try to follow it up in a proper way. Using intellectual faculty is very important. Well, it's only through Sri Ramakrishna we become aware of the fact that people may have tremendous different views about the presence of God, but all are calling God only. That is important point. The differences in views and options and opinions in matters like politics and economics are understandable. But it is surprising that such differences of opinion and approach exist in the spiritual field also, even though the seekers have one common and as their aim, that is the realization of the Divine Supreme. What could these differences be due to? One reason advanced is that different facets of the ultimate truth are presented to different seekers. God has infinite facets. The most beautiful point to observe is Everything that you take is infinite. Anything and everything. Human beings, can you count them? Infinite. Take anything in the creation, most infinite. So, the famous Upanishads, Vedas declare, Swami Vivekananda also used to say this often in his talks, Ekam Sarvipra Bhuda Vadanti. Fantastic statement. This one statement should be enough for you to understand religion in a proper way and stop quarreling and hating one another. It's stupidity to hate one another. It is total ignorance to divide people among people. So, God is one, interpreted in many ways. Interpreted in 1,000 ways, infinite ways. Just like there's one lamp, master lamp. From that you can light up any number of lamps, any number. The light in every lamp is the same as the master lamp, light in the master lamp, is it not? How true it is. In the same way, every individual consciousness is part and parcel of the same divine supreme consciousness. Why don't you accept it? It is logical. It is most scientific, most analytical. Still people are foolish and blind and ignorant and behave irrationally. That only shows their intellect is not developed at all. They have grown physically, mentally, in an erratic way. That is the proof. If the intellect is not developed properly, that means your development is faulty. So in order to develop your personality properly, you have to have some discipline, some regularity, some constant guidance are required. And that is provided by Sri Ramakrishna. That's what Sri Ramakrishna meant when he said, always associate with holy, satsang, holy company. In the environment of the holy company, your mind is susceptible to understand and grasp the subtle ideas of spirituality. Suppose a pillar is made of gold and silver. Gold on one side and silver on the other. Viewed from one side, the pillar appears to be nothing but silver. But viewed from the other, it appears to be only gold. The second explanation given is that different people have got different capacities of grasping or understanding. Each one is able to grasp according to one's own capacity. So, there are differences in the methods of approach. Like absolute monism, qualified monism, Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, etc., etc. Different systems of philosophies, interpreting the same truth to suit different people of different capacities. That's the idea. Not to confuse the people, but to lead the people from where they stand. That's the idea. Therefore, there are no inconsistencies in the scriptures, and they deserve our faith in them. Our confidence in the teachings of the scriptures. Even with a grain of or mustard of faith, we can do what is seemingly impossible. Sri Ramakrishna started this with this fundamental quality of Shraddha. When he became the priest of Kali temple, on the first day of the worship of Divine Mother Kali, he invoked this value of Shraddha. Mother, please reveal to me. It is said that Mother is all pervading. That means you are dwelling in this image which I should be able to see, realize the fact that is true. God is dwelling everywhere as well as in this image. And that proved. And this Shraddha followed him to follow meditation and purity of life, regularity, and followed this tremendous, strong determination. Strong determination. Chidananda said in the Gospel, with sincerity and earnestness, one can realize God through all religions. But these basic factors you must remember: sincerity and earnestness. So the beauty is, every word what Chidananda has said is most important. You can't neglect anyone. That means he is suggesting to us, be sincere. You want to follow spiritual path? Be sincere. Secondly, he is suggesting, be earnest. Not simply keeping sincere over, matter is over. No. Being sincere, you must be earnest. Being sincere and earnest, you must have Shraddha. All should go together, not one after the other. That's the way. Some people, they indulge in quarrels. One cannot attain anything unless one worships our Krishna. Or nothing can be gained without the worship of Kali. The Kali worshippers will say like that. And one cannot be saved without accepting Christian religion. Lord Christ is the only Savior. This kind of thinking, Sri Ramakrishna never approves it. It is nothing but dogmatism or fanaticism. So, the dogmatic person says, my religion alone is true, and all others are of no importance, are not true. They are false. If you want to know religion, be like this. Be Christian. Like the Christians would say. If you want to be a true religious person, follow Krishna. Like the Vaishnavas say. If you want to really enjoy the glory of God, become the devotee of Divine Mother Kali. Like that people say. But all are pointing to the same truth. All are pointing to God only. That part they forget. Anyway, it's all right to hold on to one deity and proceed. Perfectly all right. But that doesn't mean that you should be dogmatic or fanatic. That's the point. Anyway, after realizing the truth, you will understand, really, that all the divine forms are true. All the divine forms are the same divine. Sri Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, all are my own divine forms. What else you want? So that awakening will come when you realize the Divine Supreme. When you realize Mother Kali, you will understand the whole thing is Mother Kali herself. When a devotee of Krishna worships and realizes Krishna, he sees everything as Krishna. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. So like that. And some people say God has form, some people say God is formless. So something they want to debate, Even for nothing they debate. If they got something, it's more easy for them to debate. So one can rightly speak of God only after one sees Him. These are the words of Sri Ramakrishna. He who has seen God knows really and truly that God has form and that He is without form as well. Not only that, Sri Ramakrishna tells further, He has many, many other aspects that cannot be described. So these are the most tremendous words of significance coming out from the experience of Sri Ramakrishna. It's not simply mere talks. It is flowering through experience. How people, Sri Ramakrishna refers to the people who claim God is like this, God is like that. Sri Ramakrishna puts them under the category of blind people. That only shows they don't know what God really means. That's the conclusion. In order to make us understand this viewpoint, Sri Ramakrishna tells the story of blind people. Of course, we are very familiar with that story, but still it is very relevant for this topic. Once some blind men, they came together somehow near an animal. Someone among them said, "Oh, it's an elephant." And they began to question among themselves how that elephant would look like. And all these blind people, 3 or 4 people were there. So each began to go and feel the body, how the elephant would be. They are all blind, you must know that. This is an important point. One of them said, "Oh, the elephant was like a pillar. He had touched one of its legs." Another one said, "It was like a winnowing fan. He had touched only the ear of the elephant. In this way, the others, having touched his tail or belly, they gave their different versions of the elephant. Just so, a person who has seen only one aspect of God limits God to that alone. It is his conviction that God cannot be anything else, just like that blind man telling. The elephant is like a pillar. It is only one aspect. It is not the complete picture of the elephant at all. But he is a blind man, so he is his only pillar. So like the people, they can't realize all aspects of God. That's the point that we should know. People, according to their capacity, they can realize some aspects of God, and that's not the whole of it. Chidananda tells another example. How can you say that the only truth about God is that he has form? It's undoubtedly true that God comes down to earth in a human form, as in the case of Lord Krishna. And it is true as well that God reveals himself to his devotees in various forms. These are words of Sri Ramakrishna. It is also true that God is formless. He is the indivisible existence, knowledge, bliss absolute, Chidananda Sagara. He has been described in the Vedas both as formless and as endowed with form. He is also described there both as attributeless and as endowed with attributes. And Sri Ramakrishna, through his experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he puts in this way: the reality is that which is both beyond form and formlessness. That is the reality. Satchidananda is like infinite ocean. Intense cold freezes the water into ice, which floats on the ocean in blocks of various forms. Likewise, through the cooling influence of devotee, one sees forms of God in the ocean of the Absolute. These forms are meant for the bhaktas, the lovers of God. But when the sun of knowledge rises, the ice melts. It becomes the same water it was before. Water above and water below. Everywhere nothing but water. Therefore a prayer in the Bhagavata says, O Lord, you have form and you are formless. You walk before us, O Lord, in the shape of a man. Again, you have been described in the Vedas as beyond words and thought. But you may say that for certain devotees, God assumes eternal forms. There are places in the ocean where the ice doesn't melt at all. It assumes the form of quartz. One devotee, Kedar, he said, it is said in the Bhagavad that Vyasa asked God's forgiveness